Today, we're going to take a look at that classic Old English epic, Beowulf. But we're not going to approach it in the usual fashion. If you want a detailed grammatical analysis, or if you want to know exactly how Old English words work, there are many brilliant resources out there that have already done a better job than we could. Instead, we're going to take a look at interesting etymological and historical ties present in the opening lines. For example, in line 1, What, we Gardena in Yerdagum. Did you know that the gar part in Gardena is the same as the gar part in garlic? Gar means spear, and garlic, or spear leek, is so named because the cloves look like little spears. In this video, we'll be pointing out little things like this that we find interesting, and that we think you'll find interesting too. It may look weird to our modern eyes, but Old English is where our language comes from, and many words will stand out to you once you know what to look for. So let's take a different look at the story of Beowulf. One important note, the words that appear in Beowulf are inflected and may be in preterite or past tense. If you want more detail about the base word, please look it up in a good Old English dictionary, and keep in mind that the modern English words are probably derived from different forms than what we see in Beowulf. As an example, monogum is the strong masculine dative singular form of mani, and it is from mani that our modern word many is derived. But we'll come back to that later. For now, back to the first line. What was used like modern English hey or listen. It was used to draw people's attention. We means we, same as in modern English. Gardena means spear Danes. There's that gar part meaning spear that we mentioned earlier with regards to garlic. Yerdagum means days of old. So this line translates as, listen, we spear Danes in days of old. Now on to line 2. Theod kuninga thrum Yefrunon. Theod kuninga means people kings. Theod became Theed in modern English, which means people or nation. Obviously, it's not a common word nowadays, but it's sometimes still used in Scotland. Going back even further in the history of the language, the word Deutsch in German is derived from an adjective form of the Proto-Germanic word for people, Theudo. Cultures often refer to themselves as a group as people in their native language, and this is how the German people got their name. Back to Beowulf. Thrum means force, power, or glory. It is cognate, that is to say it shares a common ancestor with Icelandic thrumja, which means to thunder. Yefrunon means have heard. So this line translates as have heard of the glory of the people kings. Moving on to line 3. Hu the Athelingas Ellen Fremedon. Who became how in modern English. Interestingly, that oo in Old English became ow in modern English quite regularly. Compare moose to mouse, hus to house, and thu to thou. Tha means those. Athelingas means nobles, princes, or heroes. It was retained in a lot of older West Germanic languages like Old Frisian, Old Saxon, and Old High German. In Old High German, it was adaling. Ellen means zeal, strength, or power. It is cognate with Icelandic elja, which means endurance or energy. Fremedon means did, performed, or accomplished. It is the past tense of Old English freman. It is cognate with Danish fremme, which means promote. The Proto-Germanic word that freman and fremme came from meant both promote and perform. So this line translates as how those nobles performed courageous deeds. Next is line 4. Oft skildshaving skethena thretum. Oft is almost identical to modern English often. Skildshaving is the name of a character in the story. Skethena means enemy or warrior and became modern English scathe. Thretum means crowd, swarm, or army and became modern English threat. So this line translates as often shield shaving from enemy hosts. From enemy hosts what? Well, we find out in line 5, monogum magthum meodo setla oftiach. Monogum, like we mentioned before, is the ancestor of many. Magthum means tribe or people. The mag part of the word magthum means kin, and it is cognate with Swedish mog, which means son-in-law. Meodo setla means mead benches, and ofteach means took away. So our last line translates as, from many tribes he took away mead benches. You can see then that these lines are setting the scene for the epic to come. Some brave warriors are recounting the valiant, glorious leadership of a past ruler, and you can see some unexpected connections to our modern language. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more and head on over to my channel, Mike Does Voiceovers, for more language, culture, history, and memes.